My name is Ian Jones, and I live with mental health day to day.
Mental health.
We do an awful lot as a university around mental health through the students, the student union, through the services we provide normally. My role normally tends to be working within projects that come my way, really, opportunities of how we can add value to what we already do. So, for instance, when we do Mental Health Awareness Week at the university, and then we kind of have those chats to say, well, what can we do? What can we put on? What would be really good doing as an event here that would attract people in, could openly talk about the subject, get some traction going on certain bits, projects, bids, whatever we want to do. So it's quite an open book in that sense. Lots of our students work part-time, so they already have an understanding of working. But I think once they go on a dedicated placement, it's very different. They're suddenly in the workplace, there's rules, there's regulations. If you don't turn up for something, simple as that. They don't turn up for a lecture, that's their choice, it's their education. You'll soon be picked up by a good academic that would say, we haven't been here for a few weeks, is everything okay? But it might be slightly different first day in the workplace if you don't turn up on time. So I suppose it's also creating a norm for them to understand what that experience will be. Ex-students coming in talking, placement talks, different stakeholders, providers coming in, business leaders. I think it's really hard to talk in general terms because I meet some people I think are coping exceptionally well, very open, and then they confide in you that every day's a challenge, everybody's difficult. And then I think the opposite side of that angle is I see many, many people that I think are finding things quite difficult, but they don't seem to be actually when you talk to them. They feel as though they are compos mentis, they're at that place where they can control their lives. So I never prejudge, that's one thing I learned very quickly. I think too many times people will end up sometimes going sick or sometimes moving away from the business because they feel unsupported, but they never actually asked. They never actually had the discussion because they didn't feel it was appropriate. They would be seen as an issue. All these other terms that come out, where actually if you understand, could you make changes in the business to assist that person?